Fair trade es un sistema de
Fair
comercio
trade
internacional.
is an international commercial system just like any other, but the major difference lies within the ethical values.
Fair trade is a tool for reducing poverty, and how it does that is by creating an alternative supply chain.
There's a lot of people in the whole world who are growing some really great stuff, making some great products, who are unable to take advantage of the global economy, and there's people who kind of take advantage of them and don't pay them fairly. Fair trade is kind of working to counteract that, make sure people are paid a living wage.
That children are not used in any of the labor to produce the goods, that children must go to school.
It means gender equality between men and women producers, so that everyone at the end of the day has a means to feed their families and support their communities.
And that consumers in the first world receive excellent products.
The quality is fabulous. We've carried other lines of mediocre brands that we didn't know where their origins were.
There is no significant distinction between a fair trade soccer ball and a non-fair trade soccer ball, except that one was made with child labor at $2 a day and one was made with a living wage labor. And
it equals the playing field. It's not, really an act of charity. It's just giving them a chance that they did not have before. Cutting out the middleman gives them the fair price that they have always deserved to have for the products they make.
That I'm from Pakistan, I could relate to that a little bit more because of me being involved in Oriental rug business. I knew what these people were getting and what the middleman was making.
Países como los nuestros que no necesariamente son.
Our countries are not poor. They are rich. They are abundant in fruits, vegetables, and beautiful people.
When you get down to it, it's people. We're talking about people. We're talking about quality of life, and it's what every one of us dreams about.
I feel better knowing that the supply chain that has brought this product to me is ethical.
Media is making a statement saying that we care.
This message attracts shoppers and diners who otherwise might never come to media, might not know about media. These are conscious consumers.
I want to live someplace that sort of mirrors the way I feel or the way that I buy.
So it has a positive economic impact, and it also is giving us a whole lot of exposure.
Garstang is the first fair trade town on the planet. Well, we're the first fair trade town in the Western Hemisphere.
other towns are looking at media and saying, how can we do that? How can we accomplish what you've accomplished? Now, it's more than just fair trade, but the idea that we're a leader, that we're a model, that we're an example to be emulated.
It can really give anybody in media a huge sense of pride that, that the whole town has embraced this concept.
It's on everyone's lips in media. Half people who come into my store say, oh, do you have fair trade this, fair trade that?
And if you knew what media was 35 years ago, when we were worried about its survival, they rolled up the sidewalks at night, people didn't walk the streets. And it has had such a renaissance, and it's sort of coming out of the dark ages and reaching this wonderful stage that we're proud of. It all ties together.
I just thought that media was now taking on a personality of its own, that it was the right kind of town to give fair trade a boost, and I think fair trade was the right kind of program to give media's personality a tweak.
As a result of us becoming the first fair trade town, it really spurred on a lot of other places that were working on it, and we started to network with them.
Second was Brattleboro, Vermont, then was Milwaukee, Wisconsin, first fair trade city, and then Amherst, Massachusetts. If we could have the same level of awareness in the United States, we would make an overwhelming impact on the global economy because we would be changing the way that transactions are made.
I think we're trying to educate our children, and sometimes it's going to be our children educating our parents that it's a new world.
If businesses don't get on this bandwagon soon, well, their consumers will.
That choice, that your dollar, where you decide to spend it, is really, it concretely supports what you want it to.
Whether you're a high school student or whether you're the mayor of media, making that one decision, to buy a fair trade product can help fuel this movement.
You're going to buy it anyway. Why not buy it in a positive light and help share the wealth and help other people who are maybe a little less fortunate?
It's in our best interest to see that the world develops fairly and that people are able to take care of their families and able to have food and to not destroy the environment, and I think that's what this fair trade movement is all about.
Media will be a place that people will think of when it comes to fair trade.
on all levels.
We're very proud that where we are, but this is just the beginning.
Just being a trailblazer in this area, I'm really glad to be part of it.
It's a new way to address poverty that starts today.
And the nice thing is, it's the right thing to do.